Hey everyone, this is DyanaRozay. Welcome to my channel. This is a commentary and recap for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 5, Episode 6, and it was called We Need a Resolution. This was a great follow-up episode to last week. It really broke a lot of things down. I give this one an A++. Please hit your like, subscribe, and that notification bell. That'll help others find this video. And as always, I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. So let's get started. So Tiffany meets with Destiny at her store to rehash everything that happened at the relaunch. Destiny tells the story from her point of view, which is weighted in negative emotions and hatred for Mel. She said, first of all, Melody didn't speak. She started with Miss Wanda about baby daddies. She didn't apologize to me for starting the entire thing, even though I got an apology from everyone else. But Melody needs everything to be about her. And even Stormi had the decency to come with flowers and a Gucci box. Then Tiffany reminds Destiny that she wasn't invited to Mel's PJ event. And then she said, and the Galentine's event was a whole to-do because of Destiny. I don't know why you didn't remember that. And then she said, now this, do you feel that this has tarnished the shop's reputation? Destiny said, I don't know, but according to Stormi, there wasn't one customer that day. And we know this to be true because the only cell phone footage we got of the entire thing came from Melody and Wanda. Then Tisha stops by Scott 2.0 house at their request to discuss what happened at the relaunch. Tisha confides that her and Marsau got into an argument and that right now he's not talking to her. Now, even though Tisha is wearing shades, you can tell by the sound of her voice that she is fighting back tears. She asked Maurice to please talk to his brother about the way he speaks to her because she is tired of the disrespect. She said that she was fed up. In confessional, Maurice says that we can talk to Marsau because Tisha's feelings are hurt, but it's not going to help. He said that talking to Marsau is like talking to yourself. Now, when Marcel and Tisha left that retreat, they said they had one of the best marriages there. But I'm going to tell you right now, if after 16 years, your spouse is talking to you so nasty that you have to ask someone else to intervene, y'all got problems. Now, when Marcel arrives, Maurice stands up and said, I'm going to let you sit next to your wife and I'm going to sit next to my boo. Then they asked for his take on what happened at the relaunch. Marcel says the tension was building up for people who weren't going to fight their own battles. And then he said some convoluted mess about how him and Martel almost came to blows over Melody and Wanda, but because him and Martel are rational thinkers, they were able to make up because they don't have any issues with each other. Kimmy says to Marcel, every other year this pops up. Now you think it's gone? Marcel responds, neither Mel or Wanda are the type of people to back down, so there's always going to be a possibility that someone's going to pop off. Kimmy said, so what's the fix? And Marcel says, if Wanda can't control herself, then she can't be a part of my life. So, is Marcel threatening to leave Tisha? She's not saying a word, by the way. She's quiet as a church mouse. Then Marie says, well, Wanda will always be connected to Tisha. Now, in confessional, Marcel says that Wanda doesn't get a chance to put him in danger again. He said that one of them could have been in the hospital or dead. Now, that sounds like a bunch of melodramatic mess to me because if he truly believed what he was saying, he would have stopped it long before it got there. And if he couldn't stop her and he didn't agree with it, they definitely would have reached out to Melody and whomever, Martel, to tell them that, like, look, this is happening. We just want y'all to know we don't agree with it. We don't approve of it. We're really sorry. If y'all could ignore her, please do. But we are doing everything in our power to make sure we're shutting this down or that we're trying to shut this down. Instead, you let Tisha's mama, Tisha's second cousin, the other brother, all of these people were involved in all saying the same exact nasty mess. Marcel wraps up his confessional speech by saying that he's not putting himself in that situation again. Kimmy can sense that Tisha is emotional, so she asks her to come into the kitchen. She says that Marcel is your protector, but it's your mother who's putting him in bad situations. Tisha starts to cry and she says she understood all that. However, Marcel told her she didn't have a voice in that situation. Then she said, I am not a slave. The Scott women rejoin their husbands, and then the conversation switches to Martel. They ask if Martel and Marceau could move forward in business. Tisha said that she don't trust Martel and she would rather not do anything. But she is not clear on whether or not Marceau plans to move forward. Marsau says that he's not. He's not going to go against his wife. But his facial expression is saying something different, and it's unclear whether or not he's just upset that the almost tussle killed the partnership. Marie says, well, maybe you can hire him for a job, and Marsau says he's not hiring an unlicensed contractor. Then every single one of them doubled over in laughter, okay? But I do want to point this out. It's really hard to forget the lies y'all told about respecting Tisha as your partner. The episode before the relaunch, Tisha was sitting in front of Martel talking about it was her leadership and brains that took the company out of the red and made it a multi-million-dollar company. Well, I promise you that could only happen if you had a voice, both in your business and in your marriage. In the next scene, Martel visits Melody at her house. They're sitting out in her backyard, and of course, they rehash the relaunch. Melody tells Martel that she appreciates him for coming by, and she also appreciates him for having her back at Madani. Mel makes it a point of saying that she spoke to Destiny, and Martel said, well, she said you didn't. Melody said, I absolutely did, and that she's starting to think that she just lies. Then they talked about the sequential order of events. Mel said that she stepped to Wanda correct, and that things didn't get hype until Wanda came from around her table and started pointing her finger in Melody's face first. She also said that Marsau came at Martel first, saying, you want it with me, you want it with me. Martel agrees with everything she said, and then he says, no matter what we go through or what we've been through, as long as we have those 4 kids, we are still a family. And then he said, I don't want no harm to come your way or nobody to hurt you. And she said vice versa. And I'm going to tell you, she had a look on her face. You could just tell that that really touched her. Then Martel said that Marsau acts like he can't control Wanda, so he should stop bringing her around to do his dirty work. And Mel said that she believes things could be a lot better if Wanda wasn't around. Then Martel suggested that the 6 of them, everyone who was in the comeback group, get together and hash things out. She even suggested that they have dinner at the original place they had their very first meeting. Then Mel asked, is it possible that they could get to a better place? Or, just be cordial? Martel says there's always a possibility. Melody said, and sometimes there isn't. Then Tiffany visits Stormi to fill her in on all of those details, okay? For some reason, Stormi's dog Smoke tried to escape the compound. He runs away. Stormi had to call her husband to come get him. The husband comes down. He's eating a sandwich. It was hilarious. And then they decide to feed the horses, do some small talk about having another baby. The both of them, Tiffany and Stormi, want another baby. And then they get into it. It starts to rain. They run up to the house. And Tiffany shares that Destiny blamed everything on Melody. She said that once Melody was done with her, on the inside of Madani, she went outside and started it up with Wanda. Stormi asked, done with her? What does that mean? It was Destiny screaming after Melody after she walked out the door, like a plumb fool. Those are my words. Stormi said that from where she was standing, Wanda started everything, and that she had never seen an older woman do what Wanda did before. She said that nobody better call me ratchet after this. Tiffany is making a whole bunch of faces because Stormi's version of the story does not match Destiny's version of the story. Then Tiffany said that I asked Destiny if the melee hindered her business. Without skipping a beat, Stormi said it's better than not being open at all. It's the most action that store has ever seen. And the shade continues. You guys watch my last video if you did not see it, because she is shading the hell out of Destiny. In confessionals, Stormi doubles down on the shade, okay? She said there's no such thing as bad press and that Madani got far more action than it ever gets. And she barely got that last word out before she doubled over laughing. And it was genuine laughter, okay? She cracked her damn self up. Then Stormi invites Tiffany to a shoot for a commercial, and that is how that scene ends. So Martel meets Chris Fletcher at his office. This is the first time that they've seen each other since the wine launch in Atlanta. He wants Chris to help him buy a house. He said that he helped him buy the first house, so he wants him to help him buy another, okay? They do some small talk about the family and the children, And Martell said that him and Melody are in a much better place and that they're even going on family vacation together with the children. Chris asked if it had anything to do with the coming together at Madani because it sounded like the old team Holt and Holt. Martell said, well, between Wanda trying to attack Melody from behind and Marsau's smart mouth, it was a recipe for disaster. Then he said that him and Marcel were no longer partnering in business. Then Destiny meets Stormi at her warehouse and they dive right into it. Stormi said that your employee tried to dismiss me, baby, but I don't play that. I'm going to get out what I need to get out. And I was going to get you these flowers, okay? So this scene right here lets you know that Stormi does not like to be shut down by anybody. So I think that she's going to have a hard time respecting Destiny, who shuts down at everything, to be honest. Then Destiny said, well, at least you came correct, because other people, meaning Melody, did not. Destiny explains to Stormi that when she's in a bad place, she doesn't say anything because it won't come out right. But somehow she found the words to say, there's no way in hell I'm wearing that purse. Stormi looks at her and says, oh, really? Destiny said, I would have rather had some of your products than a purse. Then Stormi explained that she had just brought in a distributor and a broker, and they had advised her not to get involved with anything that had to do with, dishing out products. She was like, I had a lot going on, and that was where my focus was. Destiny says, it is what it is. Stormi said, I don't want no issues. Even Mel said that we don't have no beef for real. I don't know what happened between y'all. I wish I did. But I am having an event and I want everyone to come. I don't take on other people's issues. So if you and I have beef in the future, then that's on us. Then Stormi refers to Mel as a common friend between her and Destiny. And Destiny said that Melody is not my friend. Stormi is looking at Destiny with the same confused look on her face that Kimmy had when they were talking about that damn Gucci purse. Then Stormi asks, why didn't you say something to her when she walked in and didn't speak to you? Why would you just let her come into your store and, mingle, do all these things, and then walk out and then run after her and say, hey, girl, come into my store. You make sure you speak next time. There is no next time, Destiny. Handle it when it happens. Destiny said, I'm not there yet. And the only way I could talk to Mel is if Jesus himself came down from the sky and told me to. And in the last scene, we have Funky Dyneva. He visits Tisha and Marcel at their bar. Funky asks about the fight, basically. And then he said that women put men in dangerous positions with cat fights. And Marcel was over the moon to have someone side with him. And he even suggested replacing Dr. Francis with Funky Dyneva. Then Funky told Tisha to stand up to her mother and that if her mother refused to do what she tells her, then she needs to cut her off. And again, Marsau is over the moon, okay? Tisha at this point goes completely silent. You can tell she is mad and the show goes off. So you guys, let me know what y'all think about this episode. Talk to me in the comments, like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit your notification bell, and I will check you all on the next one.